understand why. Move over so I can sit down. Are you sleepy? You want to go to bed? Okay. Just making sure. You don't want to play this game anymore? Anymore if you don't want to. Do you not want to help anymore? Up to you. Whatever you want. Let me know. What's in here?
The ship's engines cannot be powered until a replacement regulator has been properly installed. If you possess a power regulator, please insert the part into the appropriate slot, which is this one.
No, I do not. Do not have a power regulator.
Want to be a brand new you? Try out our respecification machine. Alex installed it himself, right before he died.
Huh. He's going to respec himself. Anything useful? Oh, that looks useful.
If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain.
Now, how do I know if it needs to be repaired? Uh-oh.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
Say, I don't have a job? Or are we going to lie and say, you're all wrong, I'm the ship inspector? Or do we attack her? I'll say I don't have a job?
I'll waive your fee since you helped us with those marauders. If you're looking for work, talk to the constable down at Edgewater. She's got a bounty on marauders. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
That's cool, because when I did it, I lied to her. I didn't get that quest. You just got a quest, see? Oh, okay, that's cool. Let's see how I can put the weapon away. Oh, you want to change our clothes? rebuilt mining gear. Huh? Which one do you want to use? Do you like this one we're wearing, or do you want this one? You like this one? Do you want to put a helmet on like that, or no? No. No. Okay. No, it's Edgewater. It's a city. Space. Alright, we're here. In the city. Nope, I can't. I don't know, it won't let me. I don't know how to put the weapon away. I can change the weapon, but I can't put it away.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Are we gonna say you must be the town boss, or we're gonna say I'll wait until you're finished?
You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
Do you want to say you must be the town boss, or do you want to introduce yourself? Huh?
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I must say, wearing a Marauder's outfit is in very poor taste. I do wish you'd show your uniform a little more respect.
You want to say I think you have the wrong idea about me? Or say uniform? What are you talking about? Or you say I don't work for Spacer's Choice. Which one? 1, 2, or 3?
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
You want to say my ship needs repairs? Or do you want to say I don't plan on staying long? You're not staying long?
I understand. Your business is your own. Nonetheless, you are welcome in our little outpost. Outsiders are a rare sight in the Vale. If you are a freelancer, then I have use for you. There is pay to be earned, or supplies to tide you over, as you prefer.
What do you want to say? What sort of help do you need? You want to say my ship needs repairs? You're pretty quick to trust me? Or hey, I'm just passing through? Oh.
Trust, I have learned, is reciprocal. I offer my trust in good faith, and hope that you will do the same. There's an old botanical lab, mostly abandoned now, but still eating up power from our plant, power which our cannery sorely needs. I need you to go to the geothermal plant and reroute power from the botanical lab over to us. Simple as that.
You want to say, you say mostly abandoned? What does that mean? That's a lot to ask of a stranger? Or tell me about this geothermal plant.
The geothermal plant was built by our owners, Spacer's Choice. Lit up the whole Vale once upon a time. Most of the Vale is now abandoned. All that power is going to waste.
All right, do you want to say, you said it was mostly abandoned, what does that mean? Or do you want to say, and you want all this power to go to your cannery? Or do you want to say, can't you send one of your own people to the plant?
I'm afraid I can't spare the workers. We're strapped for bodies as it is. And there is a small element of personal danger.
You want to say, I suppose that's fair? I could take care of myself? Or what kind of danger?
I appreciate your gallantry. You deserve my honesty, and so I will be plain with you. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
You want to say, tell me what I need to do? What a surprise, I never would have guessed. I don't think people will take kindly to losing their power. Or you mean marauders? Marauders aren't people.
The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
You want to say, tell me what I do need to do? Or do you want to ask him why? Or if you want me to solve your deserter problems, I charge by the head. One, two, or three.
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
How can I help? None of what you're telling me is my problem. Or I've seen Edgewater. I don't blame those workers for walking out. What? Oh, you don't blame them?
Neither do I. The fault was entirely mine. I pushed them too hard. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Alright, do you want to say, alright, I'll see what I can do to help you? How will I convince Adelaide? Or I can't make any promises? Which one? You're really tired, aren't you? 1, 2, or 3? Okay.
Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
So do you want this lady to come with you or no? Yeah. Do you want her to come?
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out of Mr. Hey, ma'am, can we talk? Sorry. Let's talk when you're free. Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
You want to say this is about the deserters, so what's the other side of it? Do you want to say figures? Reed didn't exactly strike me as most honest. Do you want to say what he said seemed pretty straightforward to me? Or do you want to say, if I wanted to deal with nuisance, I wouldn't be this heavily armed? One, two, three, or 4.
To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
You want to say I can't blame anyone for wanting to leave? You want to say, how well did you know the deserters? Do you want to say, did you know Adelaide? Or do you want to say, I'm sure the deserters are fine people, so what?
Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. It don't seem right to me, ma'am. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
You want to say, I suppose it couldn't hurt? We'll stop by. What do we about? Where will I find him? Or I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Alright, guys, I'm going to end the stream here because Sage is really tired. And no one else is watching. So nobody else can give me any suggestions as to what to pick. So we're going to save here. And I'm going to end the stream. Hope everybody who watches this later, if anybody watches this later, enjoys it. I'm going to switch to my own personal account and play that the way I want to play it. So, hope you had fun. Leave a like or a dislike if you didn't like it. And if you come back to watch any more of my videos, I hope you enjoy them. Bye.